both hips on it. Come on, a little harder, Jim. Hit the face, come on. Again, again, come on, Jim. You're so bad. There ain't nothing.
I might believe the strategy now. He's faking breakaway this time. You see how he drew it? Right. Now Rocky's throwing a punch. But look at the punches. Look at that. He's flipping it right off the canvas with the low and those punches. He's completely psyched out. Lang is confused by all of this. Look at the condition of Balboa is in right now, Bill. Look at the condition. Somehow he's running back for some. And Lang doesn't know how to defend himself right now. Oh, punches right now. What a comeback by Balboa.
That was awesome.
Yeah, as I was making that, I was getting so pumped.
Oh, so you did make that?
I made that, yeah. I made it this morning. I was trying to figure out a way to, by the way, welcome to the NYND podcast. It's only the two of us today coming off the Sugar Bowl, 23-10 win. But yeah, I was trying to figure out a way to because to me, he just looks like the stereotypical Georgia moron with shoulder pads.
Yeah.
With the spikes coming off and the face paint. I couldn't figure out how to we don't have the budget for that just yet. But
dude, the little subtitles over it were perfect. All the little
as he cuts him at the end, strip sack.
Yeah, he went like Paul Feinbaum, Cam Newton.
Yeah, I love the Apollo Creed. Even go to the clinic.
That was good.
But yeah, man, I easily the biggest win of our lifetime.
I'd say so. Yeah,
it is.
We've never won this game before.
We've never won this game before. All we've heard from, Dad and our uncles is you guys know Notre Dame was dominant in the 90s. Notre Dame won these games. And we've talked about it ad nauseum on here. Every time we got on that stage, we got blown out or we won because they were missing key guys. And that was not the case. I thought, we came out, we weathered the storm early. I thought they were moving the ball on us pretty good at the beginning. And then Aiden Schuler has that hit in the backfield. The ball's on the ground. And taking 7 off the board there was massive.
Yeah. And I want to get ahead of it because people are going to do it. Georgia is better without Carson Beck.
That guy had a cannon.
Stockton was a stud.
He was making some throws, some back shoulder throws, some streak routes.
Yeah.
That were, perfect.
He aired a few out. And I was like, holy shit.
Yeah, we don't have that. We don't have that guy.
He's going to be good. He outplayed Riley. He threw for 240 yards and a touchdown. So
yeah.
He's going to be a name in the future. And it cracks me up. The asterisk next to it because they don't have Carson Beck. We missed our whole team. The best running back in the country wasn't playing.
If Carson Beck was playing, he's good for 3 picks a game.
We win by more if he plays.
I agree.
It cracked me up that there always has to be a crush with Notre Dame. There always has to be.
I expected that to be more of a narrative coming out. I watched First Take today with Cam Newton.
Oh, that's your first mistake.
Oh God, he just for someone that was such a good player,
legend.
He dresses like such an idiot, and I don't know if he's doing it on purpose. I refuse to believe. He just has some horrible takes, and he doubled down a little bit today. And I was surprised, Marcus Spears kind of pushed back. So what are we talking about here? What do you want Notre Dame to do? They won the game by double digits.
Big bad Georgia,
Yeah, before the game, the Georgia offensive line was going to lean on Notre Dame all game. Riley Mills wasn't playing. we had, we were rotating guys up and down the defensive line. Like eventually in the second half, they were supposed to start running the ball down our throats. And that never happened. And then when it was starting to look like it was going to happen, and the second drive, we had the fumble, ball goes on the ground, we take 7 points off the board.
I was so annoyed with the 4:00 start. I didn't get out of the office until like 5:10, and I was like waiting at the door. I was just like waiting to get the green light to head out.
So did you watch any of the first half?
I watched most of the second quarter, but I missed the whole first quarter. So I showed up. It was like 3-0, or I missed the punt penalties, which I heard were bad to start the game.
Yeah, it was back to back too, man. It was.
Yeah. And I saw that, and I was like, oh, God, like, here we go. And then that kind of carried on throughout the game. We did not clean it up, really, penalty-wise. It was like 75. It was 10 penalties for 75 yards.
Yeah, I thought we just continued to kind of give them a way to get back in the game. But that's even more impressive. Like, their offense, honestly, and I was in a group chat, I was going nuts. I'm like, their offense was to drop back, throw a bomb, and hope for a penalty. That's how they got up and down the field besides that one drive.
Yeah, and I'm surprised. Like, they only had 62 rushing yards. You'd think Georgia would run all over on us.
Yeah, well, we were talking earlier off air, and I was saying, like, the first play from scrimmage, Georgia had the ball in the first quarter, and they ran a halfback toss. And, like, we have so much speed, that's kind of like, all right, it's a little insulting. We got them for, like, a 3 or 4 yard loss on the first play of the game.
Yeah.
Force them to a three and out, and then we get the ball. We looked pretty god-awful on our first series, punt it right away, and then they get it. And I just kind of felt like we're in years past, whenever a guy like on Georgia or Alabama or like, even in Ohio State gets the ball in space and there's just no Notre Dame guy in the frame with him, easy 7-yard gain or whatever, maybe a broken tackle, like move the stick. We closed the space so fast. And we were wrapping up and making tackles where, like, it kind of looked like we were even lunging, but we were still able to, like – I think that's because we played and didn't have that bye week where maybe –
How do you say that? Did any team that had a bye win?
No.
No, right?
Yeah.
That's going to get looked at because you got these teams showing up rusty. I mean, we'll talk about it later, but Oregon laid an egg.
Yep.
I guess you can't really say Arizona State. They gave them a game, but Georgia lost. And then Penn State.
Boise State.
I guess that was kind of supposed to happen.
Yeah.
But I guess you're right. You said it in the last show. You kind of want to play. You don't want to be rusty.
I'd rather play. Yeah, I mean, we're Giant fans. We've seen those runs where you're a wild card team and you're playing.
Sneak in. Just sneak in.
Sneak in, like us against the world. But then, when Notre Dame, like when our backs or Riley Leonard had the ball, it would, like, it would be like, an off tackle run or like a design QB sneak or whatever. And there'd be a Georgia guy right there.
Mm-hmm.
And just we're able to shimmy and like outrun them to the sideline and get 7 to 8 yards. I've never seen a Notre Dame team that can do. We can do that against Purdue.
Yeah. But you're right.
The guy has us dead to rights, and we're doing a little, And
I mean the kickoff return, for example, that guy's got no business taking that to the house.
I think he's faster than you think.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm watching him. It felt like he was running in mud, man.
I don't know whose take it was, but it was like, this was the slowest kick return I've ever seen. At least like the first 5 seconds of it.
Yeah, but he broke like 2 to 3 tackles. I was like, you don't expect this guy to shake a few Georgia defenders. But
yeah, I mean, so just to kind of like, I think this game came down to we didn't get dominated in the trenches. I thought our defense was in the backfield the whole game.
Yeah.
So that Stockton, the quarterback, he's a lot better than I think we thought he was going to be. His game was supposed to be he's like a Bryson Daly, like he's a runner, or at least that's what like everyone told us. But I thought he made some throws where I was like, oh, this is
a cannon. Like
every time he cocked back on a play action, I'm just like, oh God, someone's wide open somewhere.
You get a few of those guys who make it look so effortless, and he's doing the 50 yards, but it's like flick of the wrist.
Yeah, I mean, I thought he played great, but we made, some big stops when we needed them. And then our offense did just enough. And, it's kind of a chess match. And
he got no help. And Cameron brought this up in the first episode, I think.
Yeah.
He cannot catch.
No.
Cannot catch. Some big drops.
That one drop on the post, which was just like, if they score there, I mean, that's just like the picture perfect play action bomb post
Yeah.
route.
It was sad. I couldn't
They
believe
scored on that drive though, so it'd be one thing if like they didn't get points on that after the drop. That was the same drive that they kind of like methodically went right down the field and scored.
Yeah.
But so I mean, it came down to all right, 6-3. Reminded me a lot of the 2018 game against Clemson, where it's kind of a chess match, and like we're kind of matching up with them. And then who was it? Jeremiah Love, Julian Love, who went to the Giants.
Yeah.
He gets hurt. They throw 2 to 3 bombs on our backup corner, score on all of them, and the game's over.
Yeah.
And this time we made the big play. We get the strip sack. Next play, read option, Bo Collins. He actually caught the ball, which was refreshing to see.
Yeah, I mean, and it's funny. They just immediately they screwed it up. They thought it was Faison because he was having to have a decent game.
Oh, they were bad. They put Jadarian instead of Jadarian Price as the running back. They put Jaden Thomas's picture.
Yeah, they were like screwing up left and right.
Yeah,
that's the beauty of Riley. His strengths, like you can RPO the shit out of him because he's more of a threat to run. Honestly, he's not as much of a threat to pass. But
he is.
When you RPO like that, everyone's biting on the run. You get a post sneaking in behind everybody. I mean, that was gorgeous.
And then to your point, so we go up. What is that? 13-3, and then I think we scored 17 points in less than a minute after halftime. The kick return to the house.
Well, let's touch on the controversial.
Yeah,
Kirby's going to have to face the music a little.
If you're a coach, you have 39 seconds, and you have a guy that can throw the ball a mile.
Here's the other thing: you're already down. Notre Dame gets the ball at half.
Yeah,
you're going to have no momentum because Notre Dame's draining the clock all game.
Yeah,
they're running it all over you. So
I would have gone for it too.
Something you're not going to get the ball at half. So I was shocked. Everyone was. Like, yes, obviously the result of it was a strip sack fumble we score, but
hindsight's 2020 though. I mean,
you're not like I thought it made sense. It wasn't as blasphemous as ESPN was making it out to be. It was like, oh, why did he do that? You're losing the game. You're not getting the ball at half. You need some life. You have.
It's already kind of shaping up to your point to be one of those like possession games.
Yes, and like Notre Dame did such a good job just playing keep it away from them, drain the clock. Run the ball first and second down, and we'll figure out what we got to do on third down.
And if we're being honest, they had some success. Like that one bomb they had where that poor kid that ESPN was killing, the walk-on, who the referee ran into on the sideline. Like you can't do that. Don't get me wrong, but they were killing him. The announcer.
If you're not going to be playing,
and
you're a walk-on. I doubt Kirby Smart's bringing that guy back.
The best was when they showed him after, and he's in the back. He can't even see over all the guys in front of him.
Yeah, you can't be a guy causing your team to lose yards. Like, that's inexcusable.
Yeah.
Lucky enough to even get a pair of shoulder pads.
There's no guarantee they would have scored there, the way the defense was playing, but that was brutal. But, I mean, you had some success throwing on our cornerbacks.
Yeah.
I'd take a shot, too. So, all right, well – it turns into 7 points for Notre Dame. Then we get the kick return to come out of the half. And then I thought at that point, Notre Dame was completely comfortable just saying, hey, like Jeremiah Love's kind of banged up. Let's let this be like the Riley Leonard show.
I was going to say he was our only running threat.
I mean, I thought Price had a decent game. A couple of his runs were called back. But
yeah, I'm just like, he's our biggest threat, Riley.
He is.
He's especially if Love's not healthy. He runs the ball so hard.
He looks like he's so slow, but he's flying.
He's a big freaking dude too. He always falls forward, which is huge. He always falls forward.
And I feel like he's all legs. Like his torso is like this big.
I forget which quarter, but it was a fourth down, and we were going for it, and it was the whole world knew Riley was going to get it.
The shotgun.
Yeah, they stacked to the box, and.
He still got that though.
He reached but he didn't end up getting it. He reached.
Yeah, but if you look at it, he got like the side judge came out. I was talking to Dad on the phone. He goes, "I stopped the TV for your mother. I had to show her." The line judge comes in, and the way he has it spotted, it looks
first guy spot. I agree.
The guy comes from like where the safety was.
I totally agree. I saw that, and because you see the first line judge run out, and I'm like, I was with my friend Tom.
At least review it.
We got that.
Yeah.
I don't get how one overrules the other in that point, but I don't
Yeah,
know.
usually the white hat is usually like the head official.
That's the head guy. Yeah.
Some other guy coming in from free safety, like, what are you spotting the ball for, pal? I don't know.
Yeah. No, I thought, but I just thought that was a dumb play call.
Yeah,
But
it was.
in hindsight, he got the first down, but he actually didn't. But I was like, everyone in the world knows he's getting the ball. They're stacking the box with 8 guys. Like, that's a little bit of parody, but
After that, though, I mean, I actually thought the play calling got pretty creative. Like, we had a couple of those like jet sweep, like little, quick handoffs.
yeah.
And like that would go for 7 yards. And then, that one play where Faison was called for illegal shift or whatever.
Oh.
But then the rules analyst comes on. He said that was a legal play.
And so what did they say? They said it wasn't
They called it an illegal shift or an illegal formation or something. When Riley kind of rolls out to his right, and then there's a little pop pass to Faison, who gets the first down.
Yes.
And then they call it back for an illegal shift or illegal formation. One of the two. I don't remember.
I saw he motioned in and like didn't get set.
Yeah, but so what? Who are the announcers? McDonough and McElroy. That's an illegal play. McElroy saying how illegal it is, and something about the tight end not being on the line of scrimmage and not being set, and Faison wasn't set, whatever. And then the rules analyst comes on and says, no, that's a legal play. There was a couple of those that killed us.
Yeah.
And that's where it was kind of, all right, all these flags, like whether they're valid or not, like we're just kind of giving. We score there, like it's 30-10.
Yeah, we could have nipped it right in the butt. Game could have been over, but the flags just made it interesting, which was so annoying because I couldn't get comfortable.
I know. The Kaiser pass interference at the end.
Yep. Well, that was idiotic. I'm sorry. That's our veteran.
Yeah.
And you're just running into a guy face off.
I got to be honest, dude. Because of the rules in college, like the way they are, I'd probably do this. You know what? You can't let them score.
I know, but it was a shitty throw, and now that throw matters. Like
but what if he turns his head around, the guy makes a pass, it's a touchdown.
It hit him in the ass. It wasn't a good throw.
There's something really funny about chasing a guy that's wide open just in his grill.
I'm like, it's 101 there. It's shielding. That's a flag.
Yeah.
I think I get it if it's a good throw, like you're saying, there's not much you can do.
Pull him down.
But when it hits you in your ass, he's not catching it. And then I don't know what ended up happening on that drive, but just a killer first down. That
so they went for it on 4th and 5. They threw it to the corner and they missed it. So we got the ball back, and then we're backed up. We're like on our own 15 or 20, and that was the Marcus Freeman, like the punt ordeal, where he runs off the off. Which I just thought the special teams is on the field. We're gonna punt it. I thought it was great the way they had like the camera set up. The camera was behind like the special teams. And I don't know where they all just dart off to the sideline.
Yeah. It was like, what's going on?
That was genius. I mean, that was
I like it. I saw it happening. I don't know if we talked about this before, but we're on our own 19-yard line. I'm like, punt this freaking ball. Punt this ball. And then he pulls that on like the whole time. You're just like, no. Offense is coming on. And I'm like, here we go. And then
with 2 seconds left, they jump.
I'll say that he only threw it. We only ran the play because he knew a flag was going to happen. He got a free play, but that was an idiotic move to go for it on 4th down if he didn't. So
I don't think he was ever going to go for it. I think he was right next to the ref. Had the guy jumped at like 1 second, then it's like, But if we get it, the game's over.
Here's what I don't get though. If you're going to do that, you're not going to snap it. You're going to take either a penalty or a timeout.
Yeah.
They didn't do either, so he snapped it.
Yeah.
There was an intention to run a play there.
I don't think so. I think if he with 2 seconds left, that's enough time to say, okay, timeout.
Yeah. Why didn't they do that though?
Because he jumped at 2 seconds.
But the ball got snapped.
Yeah. So he jumped. It's a free play.
Oh, so you think the center saw it and snapped it?
Yes. The center snapped it.
Okay. All right. Because
he jumped in front of the center, and then Bo Collins drops the ball that hits his hands.
That's pretty incredible football IQ from a center.
So I don't know if that was just the center having like the wherewithal to know, like he jumped, free play. But I mean, it can't be understated how like that was the game. We get the ball and we don't score, but we get a couple of first downs, and then that leads to the 3rd and 7, where Riley Leonard hurdles a guy.
That was awesome.
Lands on his head again.
I was beaming with pride after that.
Oh, me too, man. I'm still beaming with pride. I'm jealous. I work from home. I wish I could go into the office and just kind of like, I'd wear my Notre Dame quarter zip today. I'd be.
Well, I'm pissed. Next week's game's Thursday too.
Yeah, I know.
I don't know why they're doing this. I hope
So, because the NFL, I think the wild card playoff starts
Saturday. Yeah,
so is it Notre Dame?
it's Thursday and Friday.
Okay. I mean, that's pretty sick.
I'd love to be the Friday game. We won't get it though. We're not the rah-rah game.
Yeah, I think we're gonna have Greg McElroy and McDonough again. But so yeah, ND moves on after a brutal series of events that occurred on.
We did it, Tal.
I know. Listen, man, it's brutal. I can't imagine like being a player. I was telling Caitlin this. Like we got an Airbnb to sit down and watch all the games all day on New Year's Day. Yeah. We went up to Mountainville. The wind was howling. It was spooky. We think the place was haunted. We drove home at 2:30 in the morning.
You guys left?
Yeah, we left. I mean, we heard laughing. We heard talking. It was like this big. It was this big like. It looked like it used to be like a bed and breakfast. No, I swear to God, we left. It looked like it used to be a bed and breakfast, and it had like 4 to 5 Airbnbs in it, but we were the only ones there. So everything else was vacant. Really creepy. The first night got back and like we kept on thinking we heard like a bass or like music from like the next room over, and like she swears she heard talking. Really, really don't sleep that night, and then all day on Wednesday. Just kept on hearing things to the point where it's like 1:45 and we're like, all right, you know what? Let's just go home.
You just drove it back?
Yeah, we got back to Queens in like an hour and 10 minutes.
Oh, that's a home run.
Yeah, it was great. Slept in our own bed, whatever. But I just can't imagine being like an 18 to 21-year-old and like all the weight that was on this game, especially for Notre Dame. You got to win this. Like I haven't done it since 1993. To get up, like you're all juiced up, you go through a week of preparation, and like you can't play.
Yeah.
And then they were doing walkthroughs in a hotel. I saw like there was a video clip of them in like the ballroom doing suicides.
Yeah, and they held Notre Dame held mass like the night of.
Yeah.
So
just to come back and play that kind of brand of football against a team that was supposed to beat you.
Historically has been bigger, athletic, and.
You can't say enough about what they accomplished, and the Penn State game is going to be great.
Here's what I'm saying: Riley has another year of eligibility. I think if I'm him, I'm not going to the draft.
Yeah, I don't know. I think you're right. I think he can file for another year. I
mean, you're not going to get any better than where you are right now if you're him. You're not going to do much in the NFL. You're going to be a third string guy.
Yeah, or like a tight end.
I'd bring him back. I don't know. That's just me. I feel like and now you can get paid. So it's not like he's missing out on money.
Yeah, I don't know.
You see each conference got like 14 million or something as a payout. And Notre Dame, because they're not in a conference, they got to keep the whole everything.
Yeah, so we're not sharing money with Northwestern and Purdue.
I thought, oh, that is just beautiful.
That's why they're independent.
It's come full circle though. Everyone's like, join a conference.
Why would we you get a bye week for conference championship week, and all that can do as it's set up right now, like it seems like all conference championship week can do if you don't win can hurt you.
Yeah.
So you don't play that. If you're in the playoffs, you treat that as your bye week, and then if you're a decent seed, you get a lesser team in your own building, and then you're hot going into the next round.
They've been gifted 2 wins. Like
I was telling I forget who I was telling, but this Penn State Notre Dame game is almost like the battle for Midtown Manhattan.
How do you figure?
Everyone's just Penn State grads. That's just
either or. Yeah.
Especially in the financial world, it's all just Penn State guys, Notre Dame guys.
Yeah.
It's like the Penn State like finance guy versus just like the Irish Catholic who just like lives in New York.
I'm looking at the Final Four. Talk about like 4 historic programs to have
uniforms.
Yeah, but just like storied. I mean, you got Texas, Ohio State, Notre Dame, and Penn State.
I don't even look at Texas as an SEC team. Yeah.
I thought. We'll see. We'll talk about it a little later. The other games, but I don't know. Ohio State scares me, but I think we can win next. I think we can beat Penn State.
And we got to get past Penn State. You can't beat Georgia and lose to them.
I know, but it's kind of a trap game in that sense. You just get off this huge win.
And Penn State hasn't had this big one. We just checked it off.
I know, but that's what a trap game is. Like,
yeah, I know.
That nobody expects, and you set yourself up for a letdown spot. I don't think we're that favored where it's that big of a deal. Like, I don't think it's that much of a letdown if we did lose to Penn State. I think obviously they're a good team, but
you're too close now. Like
too close, and to lose to this team, like
this is it. Like when Joe Burrow went to the Super Bowl and lost, like he'll be back. Like no, it's hard to get.
No, yeah, anything can happen.
Like you know what? Like you said about Riley Leonard next year. Like screw next year, man.
Yeah, it's right now.
We're here, and if we can get past Penn State, and I do think we can get in this guy Adler's head. He thinks this guy. I don't know. Like, I'm so glad Leonard's our quarterback, and just the way Leonard carries himself, and this Al Golden defense, like there's so much to it. Like our pass defense is phenomenal.
Yeah,
and
cover well.
Yeah, we play man defense, and we get in your face.
Penn State's got a good tight end. I forget his name.
Yeah, he's special.
But that's great. I don't know how our backers are going to match up against them. Probably have to put a safety on them, but
I don't know. Our backers can run.
Yeah,
our backers can run. But listen, like we'll get to the Penn State game in our preview of the Orange Bowl next week.
Yeah.
Let's do Arizona State, Texas in a game that, if you look at the rules, Arizona State should have won.
That game was awesome.
Well, we were texting each other. This is a blowout. This sucks. Like. And then this guy Scatterboo, after we killed him, saying he'd be selling insurance.
Yeah,
Cam, have you watched this? Not Cam, our brothers. If you Cam Scatterboo, if you end up watching this somehow, if this makes its way to you, we apologize, man. You're a baller,
dude. He that pitch play where he threw it.
Yeah.
Apparently, he wasn't supposed to throw it to that
guy. He checked the guy in the post. Yeah.
He was supposed to throw it back to the quarterback to throw to that guy. He said, "Screw it, I'm chucking."
Yeah.
He threw a bomb.
Yeah, he's like a Mike Allscott down there.
And their pregame conferences, I was kind of annoyed because they were very much like Scatterbo's like, the world doesn't know how good I am.
Yeah, they were pretty confident.
Yeah, the Arizona State quarterbacks, he's like, I'm going to prove I'm better than Quinn Ewers. And I'm just like, all right, these guys are kind of hard to root for right now, even though they're underdogs. But the Super Bowl kid, I don't know. Some guys just have plays, they just happen.
His legs. Can you imagine trying to tackle that guy?
He's a stocky little guy, man. He'll run you right over.
Like a cornerback, you're coming in to fill a hole, and that guy's got a head of steam.
Well, I'm convinced he was out drinking the night before because he was playing like crap.
Yeah.
And then he was pulling trig. The ESPN reporter was like, he just threw up profusely.
Yeah. I saw that. He was like, I think he was frustrated he wasn't getting the ball a lot.
I don't know what was happening, but after he threw up, he started going nuts.
If he was out drinking the night before,
he seems like that kind of guy. I wouldn't put it past him. Arizona State.
He does a boo and rally, comes back and has the game of his life to almost beat Texas.
Yeah, he goes to the #1 party school in the country.
What a legend! I mean that rule where it's like if you block a field goal and it bounces and it goes in, it's a good field goal. Like, again, the officials missed that.
Talk about heart-wrenching. Like 4th and 13, if they don't get the first down, you win. Like it's over, and Quinn Ewers throws that touchdown down the seam.
And well, there was also that missed targeting call.
They got to put out.
I didn't see it.
NCAA has put out a definition of what targeting is.
Let me see if I can find it.
Dude, it was as pure as helmet to helmet as you get. Like it was scary. And then no flag.
Who was it on? The quarterback?
No, it was on one of their receivers. It was a ball over the middle, and then you know how those go. They just get teed up.
Pull it up.
Laid out.
I don't know what I was doing.
Let's pull up the
yeah, we'll pull it up now.
Yeah, that's going to be a pretty big controversy because that could have caused the game.
Yeah, I mean, I think I saw something where it was like the referees didn't want to call it and have it like lead to,
Dude, this could have been dangerous.
Center, who typically are not as good pass blockers as the tackles. Will they get after Levitt? Levitt, big!
Dude. Coming, and then he stiffs up.
Meeting Stovall.
Watch it in slow-mo. They put it in slow-mo. I don't know how they didn't.
So Colin Simmons was kind of laying back, That time
Oh my
spying.
God.
The ball came over the middle of the field, and I think it was
He's celebrating?
I think it was the true freshman that potentially got his hand on this. Take a look. You see that ball fluttering, but it does go into the hands of Stovall.
This one's bad. Watch this one.
They're going to take a look to see if this is targeting now in the back end.
Well, that would be a massive call if it is. Let's bring in Matt Austin, our rules expert. Matt, what do you see here?
Well, we definitely have a defenseless receiver, and just as he's turning after catching the ball, he gets hit in the head by the defender. So I would not be surprised if
Not even an effort to go low. Not
No,
even
but
an effort to put your
especially,
helmet.
you know how it is now. I think of like the Tua with the fingers.
Ah,
No, this is a kid. I don't know how old the kid is, but him laying on his back like that.
and it's the refs' jobs to protect these kids.
Oh,
That's as defenseless as it gets. You're over the middle. Guys are just waiting for you, and you don't get that call. That's bad. I was shocked at that.
that was a lot worse.
That was a big step backwards, I thought.
That was, and the head coach too. Like these parents trust you to kind of look over their kids, and
Exactly. Like,
I think I'd get kicked out of the game for just losing my mind.
and he's just the way he just rolls over, and it's just like,
Oh yeah.
it was bad.
And then the guy in Texas is celebrating. Oh, dude. I mean, that's I don't know. I don't want to say too much.
Yeah, but my thing was like, there was no effort to go low. It was helmet on helmet, as straight up as it was. Like, he didn't even change his level at all.
You think maybe, and this is just playing devil's advocate because I thought it was a brutal no call. Like when that ball gets tipped, do you think that maybe kind of changed how he was gonna?
No, I think you see the safety or DB releases as soon as it's out of the quarterback's hands. He was going no matter what. I don't think he saw that. If he did, maybe, but I don't know. Sounds a little far-fetched.
All right. Well, yeah. So that's a brutal no call. Probably should have been the game right there, and then with the field goal, and that that leads us to Oregon and Ohio State, and I think that was another case where I don't know if this is a case where like, is Ohio State really that damn good? Like someone awoke a sleeping giant like Michigan, and Ohio State's just like, okay, here comes their $20 million roster. They have more talent than everybody. Maybe Ohio State is that super team that everyone said did not exist this year, or is that Oregon had a bye and just kind of came out asleep?
I mean, kind of has to be because Oregon beat them. But I will say what's his name? Jeremiah Smith, the receiver for Ohio State.
Yeah.
He's going to be a problem. A problem.
Is he that much better than Marvin Harrison Jr. was?
I guess.
Because I got to tell you, man, we get past Penn State, bring OSU on. No Notre Dame fan should be scared of them.
Dude, they just beat the brakes off the number one team in the country.
I said it's college football. It happens.
All I'm saying is now we have to beat Penn State first, but if you had to choose between them and Texas, I think you're picking Texas.
Texas.
Yeah.
Although I got to be honest, no, hold on. As a Notre Dame fan, beating Texas doesn't really do much. It's a national title. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Beating Ohio State and Georgia, Ohio State even more so. The Ohio State fans are brutal.
Yeah, I think we're still recovering from the loss from last year.
Yeah, and I was there, man. I was there. All right. I mean, it's amazing how we were even in that game with so many 5-stars from Ohio State. Like, we're just little old Notre Dame. I can't get over how we were in that game. I don't know.
If Ohio State plays to their talent, though, they're above the rest.
I honestly, like that game, though, I just feel like that's a game Freeman makes personal for Notre Dame.
I mean, that's where he has to be the defensive coach. He is. I mean,
yeah, I know. Again, let's get there. But yeah, Ohio State looks really, really freaking good.
It's awesome. I love the Rose Bowl, dude.
I wish we could play in that. That's a game we would go to.
But what a perfect textbook 2 Rose Bowl teams to have in it.
Yeah.
Great uniforms.
Yeah, I mean, Pac-12, Big Ten.
Yeah, it sucks. The game stunk, but is what it is. But that's the pinnacle of the bowl games.
Yeah, that's a game that if Notre Dame, I think the Alabama Notre Dame game from 2020 was the Rose Bowl too.
It what? No.
Yeah, no, but it was the Rose Bowl, but they had it at the Cowboy Stadium instead.
What the hell is that?
Yeah, I don't
Rose
know.
Bowl's got to be at the Rose Bowl.
I forget why, but it was a thing. Yeah.
Oh, it was a COVID year, and they're California.
Even still, like you would think an open air stadium would be a little better.
I know, but it was California. Remember how strict they were? Like,
Oh yeah, yeah.
I wouldn't want to be there.
That's California for you.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, we what's that? About 40 minutes?
Well, we got one more game. It stunk, but the Boise State game.
Oh yeah, exactly.
I really didn't watch it.
I didn't watch it either.
It ended up being kind of close towards the end, though, right?
What was the final? I really didn't even watch it. I mean, I expected Penn State to win.
It was the only game on New Year's Eve, so I just
31-14.
Oh, so it wasn't close at all. Never mind.
Yeah, I just listen. I don't know. I mean, there's plenty of bulletin board material for Penn State. I mean, everyone's saying how they haven't beaten anybody. I'm sure
they haven't though, and they have to know that they've got the biggest cakewalk of the whole thing.
Yeah, but they beat Notre Dame, and that's just like
That
especially after beating Georgia. Like maybe Notre Dame's for real. Like you get that win to go get a rematch with Ohio State, but then you're gonna get boat raced by Ohio State. Like I don't want to see that.
I think we're head to toe better than Penn State though. Like we'd have to play not a terrible game, but we'd have to give them a lot. I think if we just play a normal game, we will beat them. They don't frighten me.
Their defensive line is unbelievable. They have a great tight end. And, I mean, I think like talent-wise, they probably match up very similar to us.
Yeah, and they're going to be disciplined. And
so it's probably a team of more like maybe more 4 stars and 3 stars with like maybe an occasional 5-star here and there. I'm not looking at the recruiting rankings, but I feel like in a lot of ways we're mirror images of each other and kind of have been for like 10 years, even going back to Kelly.
Yeah.
Like we can get to the big game, but we can't win it. We'll go 10-2. We'll be knocking on the door. Like we'll sneak in the top 5, and then we'll end up finishing like 7 or 8.
Yeah, we've never made it past this game though. It's still the farthest we've ever made it.
I know.
So we gotta take that next step now. And all right, so we're 7:30 Eastern time on Thursday. All right, so that's better than 4 o'clock.
Perfect. Yeah, that's enough time to get out of work. Maybe go get. Are you going to go to a bar? Where are you going?
Yeah, I might go to the same spot I went to last night, right by my office.
Where'd you guys go?
It was just some spot downtown. Walked over to. Ended up working out. I met up with.
Is your office downtown?
Yeah.
No,
yeah.
For some reason, I thought you were like on the outskirts.
No, I'm right smack in the middle of it. So
nice.
It's I wanted to be here already. That was so much fun yesterday, dude.
It's just fun because, like, you know what? It kind of gets you through January now.
Yeah.
Like, all right. So even if we lose the next game, like we're 2 weeks into January, 3 weeks into January, and then we're almost at March Madness, and just get the winter over with.
Yeah, because then we get NFL football going.
Yeah, we get the Super Bowl, the playoffs, and then before you know it, like college basketball starts heating up, and then it's Memorial Day.
Yeah. Now we're at 4th of July.
Yeah, Halloween's around the corner.
But
all right, man. Good pod. Let's wrap it up, and I'll see you tomorrow.
All right, buddy. Sounds good. I'll see you tomorrow.
All right, man.